the situation of victimization does is it can blow apart everything that you knew to be true. Well, Victim Services is 24/7 crisis response, working primarily with police services, and we respond to crime and tragic events. And the three things that we essentially do when we respond are emotional support, practical assistance, and referral to long-term services.
Grey Bruce Perth Victim Services looks after a vast geographical territory. A lot of miles between centers. Could be a lot of miles of driving for volunteers to get from where they may have been dispatched to attend at a scene. Victim Services steps in and provides the assistance that those victims of either crimes or tragic circumstances require. It's immediate and it's effective.
Volunteers are the core of Victim Services. Victim Services would not be able to provide the services that it needs to, would not be able to provide the assistance in community without volunteers.
I became involved with Victim Services because I wanted to be able to go to bed at night and knowing that I'd helped people, knowing that I'd made somebody's day just that little bit better.
I felt that maybe putting some time and effort into it, I would feel more connected to the community, and also I appreciate my community.
I feel like I'm doing something. I'm helping people in my community, helping them cope when it comes to dealing with a tragedy, and I think that has a long-term effect on the community. I think when people are getting help with how they deal with tragic things that happen in their life, they become better citizens themselves.
Our volunteers contribute over 40,000 hours to us in a year. That is a huge, huge financial contribution that the people in our community are making.
Having a community surround you and support you is essential, and Victim Services is that frontline support service that starts that healing process for you.
It could be domestic, it could be a sudden death call where there's an elderly person who's just lost their partner, and you're there until the family can get there. The police can then leave and carry on with their duties.
I think if we didn't have Victim Services, there would be a lot of people going through crises that didn't know where to find resources that they needed to help themselves. They wouldn't necessarily have anyone even to talk to about what happened. We're a confidential organization, so it's nice to be able to talk to somebody and know that they're not going to go tell other people. There's a lot of things that we offer that they wouldn't necessarily have if we weren't around.
I became connected with Victim Services because of some severe family violence where my partner tried to kill me and was very aggressive with the children. Everything was just so crazy at that time. You feel so emotionally heightened, and you want to have somebody help you get some rationality and sort of help you with steps. It really helped me. I actually went through a similar, not exactly the same situation 5 years previous to that with another partner, sadly. And in that case, I kept everything to myself. I never reported anything. I didn't get help. And there was a world of difference between talking about it, going and getting help, going to different agencies and accepting the help that they could give me, as well as taking the strategies and using them. I would say I healed a lot faster from the trauma the second time than from my first experience. They really do help, and they really do care, and that's why they're there.
There's a lot of education that we are trying to do to make everybody more aware, and what we'd like to do is get it to the point where it's an automatic response. You're in crisis, here's Victim Services contact.
When I guess we look at Victim Services from a provincial level, the one thing that we really do see is that regardless of what detachment that you've worked in before, or what part of the province that you worked in before, you understand the role of Victim Services because we do rely on them. It's a very important partnership.
I'm in my 30th year of policing. I'm also a past board member, and I know the difficulty that the organization has in keeping its head above water due to tight funding constraints. People in Ontario deserve to have a robust victim service program province-wide.
I can see that the work that Victim Services does is important because I can see firsthand the difference it makes to people.
If you're compassionate, kind, and want to make a difference in someone's life when they are in a crisis, volunteering for Victim Services would fit that bill.
Victim Services is looking for people who are empathetic, who are very caring for other people, and strong.
I don't think I've ever worked with a group of individuals who have more care and concern for one another than I have with Victim Services.
There is no doubt this work will change you.